You're in a panel today, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
And it's about?
Inspiration and technology.
Explain.
Well, I mean, actually, it's one of those panels where we don't really know how it's going to go, which is quite nice, because sometimes you watch a panel and all the people know one another and there's not a lot of spontaneity there. But, you know, I know Slam, I know Radio Slave are very creative themselves, so I'm hoping for some fireworks.
I also heard something about how you create something from a spark to an end result. How does it work with you?
Oh, with me, it's I'm not one of those people that thinks about a piece of work and just visualizes it and thinks, oh, you know, that's what I want to make, and now it's going to take me 8 weeks until I make it. I'm very reactive. I sort of have a spark of something, either like a great night out or watching a film or having a conversation, and then it slowly builds from there. And so you don't just have one project that sort of comes out of nowhere. Normally it's just a continuation of your thinking.
So it's also that you have a lot of different projects next to each other. It's not only one that you're working on?
Yeah, it's kind of like a stream of thought. Like normally I just have, whether I'm making a video or whether I'm making a track, it's normally got the same kind of outlook. Yeah, I think the funny thing is about visuals is that audio can be like re-listened to again and again and again. Whereas with visuals, they're quite funny. It's almost like, you know, like with iTunes, that's why you have people buying so much music, but only renting videos, you know, or renting DVDs, because, you know, you don't want to re-watch something again and again and again. I know MTV, you know, they thrive on that, but I think it's very different when you're producing something for the club, because I know that when I've seen someone's show before, visually, when I've seen it before, your mind is almost like, oh, I've seen this. Whereas I think with sound, there's something new that you can take in each time. The DVJ is just a fantastic expression. I think used in the right way, it's so powerful. You know, a sweaty club full of like, you know, 200 people, plasma screens, maybe not. But in a big room where you want to just have more presence than just a guy standing behind some turntables. And also just, I've actually been taking it on from a more sort of DJ concept and more taking it into like a live show, where I actually just, rather than be hindered by the lack of spontaneity with a DJ set of having to create visuals for every track, I actually have now created like an hour-and-a-half live show where it all fits together and it all makes sense and it has a narrative, and but it's still got that club dynamic. It's all mixed and sort of, it's happening in front of you. With the SVM 1000, I can really manipulate the sound, and it's different every time. So that for me is a great combination.
I hear you saying that visuals can be very narrative, especially in your live show. Are there also messages that you want to give to the audience, or you just like, this is my creativity, this is what I'm going to put in, or is there really a goal behind it sometimes?
Well, it's quite interesting because really, you know, when you were creating a piece of artwork, like I've got a degree in fine art, so I was creating art sort of all the time. And I had a real battle with work that just stands up by itself, and then work that sort of has an explanation. And once you understand the explanation, you think, oh yeah, that's a good piece of work. But Clubland is brilliant because it's not forgiving at all. The visuals have got to work there and then. And so aesthetically, I just produce work that sort of stands up by itself, that if you're in a club, it's hypnotic, it's engrossing, you feel part of it. But then when you actually sort of look at it again as part of my outlook, then it does make sense, you know. And so I do want to sort of put messages out there, but at the same time, people want to dance, have a good time.
What attracted you to ADE this year?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I feel really privileged to be on one of the panels, because I've been coming to ADE for the last 5 years, and what I love about it is it's serious but fun. You know, you can get a lot of business done here. There are a lot of great people. They're not just, it's not like, I mean, I know it sounds like a cliche. It's not like Miami where you just got all these kids on spring break. They're clogging up all the clubs. The clubs are like just, all they see is dollar signs. Whereas here, you know, you've got your wristband. You can get into any club. It's like, you know, it's almost like a university for dance music. You could just go out and sample whatever you want. So on a more serious note, I went to the Richie Hawtin panel yesterday, and that was so interesting because I mean, this subscription sort of service and how people consume music is moving so fast, and it's amazing. Just in one season, just over the summer, it's changed again, and sort of Spotify got a new subscription model, and sort of everything's changing in front of our eyes. And I think that people will be able to monetize music again, and it's coming soon. You know, the last kind of couple of years when we've been here, it's kind of been a bit like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We need a solution. We keep on having these conferences, but never kind of coming up with something. Whereas I feel that, you know, we're getting close now.